Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 566, primarily in a row. Rob Hoback here. Happy that you're here, honored and humbled that you keep coming back for reals. Seriously. Hey, it's a Tuesday. It's a two for Tuesday. So that's your weekly reminder to bless a couple. Try to bless two people today. If you get out and about, try to bless. Doesn't mean you have to buy them something. You can just say something nice. Just bless somebody, right? Engage a random stranger in a conversation. Tell somebody thank you, right? The date, 5/5/20. What's important is that yesterday was 5/4/20, like 5 times 4 equals 20. Nobody called it out. I didn't recognize it until later in the day, too. Regardless, it's a work day. I've been working all morning. I'm sure you have, too. So let's do it. First things first. Still the realist. I'm also a grinder, right? For those of you, you understand. You understand what it means to just grind through things. And there are times that we all want to give up. We want to tap out. Sometimes we do, right? And thankfully, usually, we wake up the next morning and be like, all right, we're going to give it another try. And so, yeah, I'm a grinder. I'm grinding right now. You can tell my schedule's off. I'm struggling to figure out what the right thing to do is here with distance learning and my kids and their emotional state and all of it. It's just, it's work. And when you apply continuous improvement, you're like, all right, there's got to be a better way of doing it than this. Let's figure that out. All right, on to our real talk today. How well do you manage your ego, right? So the reason I want to talk about this is that in the last couple weeks, I've been going through some training classes at my day job and led by an internal, somebody that's on my team that has positioned themselves well as a subject matter expert. And then you know how these things go. They turn political and you're not sure, like, are you really an expert or did you just convince people that you're an expert? And a long story short, right? Like it's been in my head, kicking in my head, right? We talked about this the other day. Living well is the best revenge. And it's like, look, man, I got to stop taking all this stuff personal, right? Because I don't want to be like Michael Jordan, right? Like Michael Jordan, that was his thing. Like he took everything as a personal slight. And then use that as fuel. Whereas, we've talked about this. Like, I'm not a big fan of enforcing my will on other people. It's like, look, if we're not aligned, then I'll move along, right? Like, very rarely do you convince somebody to do something your way if they disagree. There's no convincing. There is, you're forcing them to do it. It's fear or force, right? So it just challenged me that, like, look, man, this is just part of your job. You don't have to like this part of your job. You just have to do it. You have to engage. You have to be a part. You have to find the value in the training program and stop. Just manage your ego, right? Just manage your ego. And, ego is one of those things. Like you have to have a certain amount of ego to be willing to prospect, right? Some people just won't do it. You have to have that belief in yourself. Like, look, just because somebody doesn't get back to me doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. Just means that they don't want to talk to me about what I want to talk about right now. And compartmentalizing that can be difficult sometimes. So, but as a grinder, right, and somebody who's committed to continuous improvement, I know how important it is that every day I wake up and I say, all right, today we're going to give it another shot. We're going to try a different way, right? We're not going to give up. We're not going to go through the motions. We're actually going to try. And, why not us, right? Why shouldn't we be successful? We're going to continue on when others don't. Because we're grinders. All right, moving on to thank yous. Number one, God is good. Been good to us in the good times and the bad. Talking about manage your ego. Think of the examples we have in sports of people on both sides of managing their ego. So I'll give you some people who appear to do a really good job of managing their ego. Tom Brady, right? Very humble, right? And is a servant leader by all accounts. Drew Brees, right? Again, the guys that they get on, that you put a microphone in front of them, you don't hear a lot of self-publicity, propagate, oh, I'm so great. And then on the other side of that, we've got a president who loves to talk, loves to congratulate himself at every occasion. I'm thankful that if you've ever read the book Good to Great, there's a story in there, it talks about the level 5 leaders, the leaders of these great companies. And it's like, look, the reason these companies performed well is they had great leaders. And the author of the story told the window versus the mirror, right? That when things were going well at one of the great companies, the leader, the CEO would look out the window and say, look at all of the things that I've benefited from. A great economy, got a great team, we were right place, right time, blah, blah, blah. Very humble approach. Whereas when things went bad, he didn't look out the window and say, well, it's everybody else's fault. He looks in the mirror and said, you're in charge. This is your issue, right? And I think we all appreciate that, right? That the window is used for an explanation of why things are great, and the mirror is used to take a look in there, and that's where the root of your problems lies, not out the window. And the application of those in the proper sequence, right? Can't look out the window and say, oh, this is everybody. And then when times are great, look in the mirror and be like, yeah, it's all you, bro, right? That's not managing your ego well. I doubt that that's managing your ego at all. All right, I'm thankful for perspectives, right? Yesterday, I had an electrician come by to take a look at some things, and we started having a conversation. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And look, people from the outside look at me, and they're like, oh, my God, your life is just amazing, right? Again, from their perspective, from an outsider's perspective, they're like, yeah, this looks great, right? But they don't know, just like I don't know what's going on in their mind. And in the course of the conversation, we had to talk about, how I believe that the next generation of children are going to come out and they're going to have a different perspective on jobs and where they should work and what's a good job and what's a good life, what's acceptable. And instead of this, and this guy was telling, and his perspective's like, not, they're all lazy. Nobody really wants to work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, it's just amazing the perspective, right? His perspective of the world versus my perspective. I'm just thankful, right? That's what makes the world go round. And then I'm thankful for strangers that a lot of times with strangers, you'll get the truth, right? What's up, buddy? Oh, thanks, man. Did you come give me a hug? You want to say hi to, oh, thanks. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
All right, let's wrap it up. With that, we're done for today. Hands up. Peace out. Give them a peace out. What are we?
Dad and Daddy.
Say, we're better together.
We're better together.
We're better together. That's my Jack, I don't really want to talk to you voice. Okay, Daddy. All right. Tell everybody, say love you.
Yeah, yeah.
Say see you tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Deuces.
This is.
Real talk. Bye.